What's the deal, baby? You already know. Big Boss Hog.
What's the deal, baby? You already know. Big Boss Hog, Boss Dog, Cake Poke. Through the dope. Hit the top this box. It was good with you. Was good with you. Was good with you. Good morning, everybody. It's about 7 in the morning, man. I'm on my way to the gym. Y'all know me. It's cold in the mud. You know what I'm saying? I had to will myself to get out that bed, man. You know what I'm saying? I was comfortable. But like I said before, you gotta have discipline in this life, man. You gotta go get it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know, you gotta go get it. You gotta be a go-getter out here. So I'm on my way to the gym. I got a new fitness journey I'm on. It's really just to get back down to fight shape. You know what I'm saying? Which really ain't that much. I'm only 15 pounds off. You know, I kind of focus more. Well, truthfully, I had injuries. So I had to shift my focus to, okay, rehabbing. And then, okay, rehabbing. And then, you know, I just was like, well, I just do a lot of weightlifting. So I was lifting a lot of weights. So I got to like 195. And then the other day I weighed like 199. And I hit a lot of PRs, you know, in the gym. But now I'm like, I want to get back down to fight shape. I like how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to drop 15 pounds of muscle. You know what I mean? And lean out, cut water weight, and just be a lean, mean machine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm going to drop back down to about 180. So that's why we getting to it. We doing what we doing to get to it. And, you know, my wife don't like it. You know, she like when I'm buff. You know what I mean? But nah. You know what I mean? I don't like it, you know. It's cool to have muscles, you know what I mean? But muscles only do you so much. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it 1,000. But let's talk boxing. Terence Crawford, the former undisputed champion, 147 pounds, two-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes. Currently the unified champion, 147 pounds. It's up now for debate for him to be labeled Fighter of the Year. And, you know, I've seen an article where they were saying Terence Crawford should be Fighter of the Year because he be the top 4 pound-for-pound fighter in Errol Spence. Let's stop right there, okay? For starters, I do think Terence Crawford should be up for consideration to be Fighter of the Year. But if I had to give it to somebody, I say Naoya Inoue. You know what I mean? Because Naoya Inoue, see, when I talk about these fights, when I give my accolades, I look at how often are you fighting, right? Terence Crawford fought 1 time last year, right? And granted, it was a brilliant performance, and that was the best Terence Crawford I've seen. You know what I mean? And I watched a lot of Terence Crawford fights. You know what I mean? I would say that was the best version of Terence Crawford as far as putting a full fight together where he was offensively and defensively responsible in the same fight. Because normally Terence Crawford do one or the other. He's either going to be defensively responsible or he's going to be offensively responsible. Like Victor Postol fight, he was more defensive in that fight, but he looked to set traps against Victor Postol. That's how he was able to get that knockdown on Victor Postol. You get what I'm saying? He looked to set traps and he was able to get that knockdown. But against Errol, he set traps, right? In spurts, he got offensive, and then he was defensive, and he was counter punching Errol, you know, things like that. So it was overall like great performance. You get what I mean? Like I said, putting a lot of things together in that fight. I really, really, you know, because I went back and watched that fight like a month ago, and it was a great, you know, performance. Like I said, to see Terence Crawford put it all together like that, my bad, I'm parking, is phenomenal. You get what I'm saying? But like I said before, I don't feel like that performance alone was enough to give him the nod for fighter of the year. You know what I mean? If I would give it to somebody, Nail Inoue. I just feel like Nail Inoue beat, he was more active. And his journey, you know what I'm saying, was more, because he moved up a weight class. Let's start right there. He moved up a weight class and fought Stephen Kubo Fulton, knocked him out. You know what I mean? And then he just recently fought another dude and went and got his other belts. So I have to give it to Nail Inoue for fighter of the year. But I could see how you could give it to Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Beating a fighter like Errol Spence. And it just comes from my perspective. I know Errol Spence is a top fighter. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, he was looked at as the face of the 147-pound division. And Terence Crawford dominated him, beat him, right? So I could see how you could give him fighter of the year. But I think it should go to Nail Inoue, in my opinion. That's just my perspective. You know what I mean? But it was a brilliant performance. You know what I mean? Brilliant performance. Brilliant performance. But like I said before, I would give it to Nail Inoue. I think Nail Inoue last year had a better year than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford fought one time and then kind of chilled. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the year. Now, granted, yeah, I don't care. He fought one time, and he been fighting one time, and that's the issue that I have with Terence Crawford is I want him to be more active, and I've always been wanting him to be more active. You know what I mean? When it came to these guys and they fighting each other, me and him wanting to fight. I wanted him to fight more people. I wanted him to be more active. Fight twice. You know what I mean? So, like I say, if they give fighter of the year to Terence Crawford, I understand. I definitely understand, how and, but me personally, I don't think that he is. I think Nail Inoue. Now, the issue I'm having is you guys are sitting here saying, oh, well, I don't say you guys. The media is saying, oh, he beat a top 4 powerful power fighter, Errol Spence, which a lot of them didn't even have Errol Spence in their powerful power list at all. Not even in their top, some of them didn't even have Errol Spence in their top 5. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence beat quality opponents, and they still didn't have Errol Spence. So now all of a sudden they trying to say, oh, Errol Spence was a top pound for pound, top 4 powerful power fighter. It's like, that's cap, because y'all didn't think that at the time. Y'all didn't think Errol Spence was a top fighter at that time. Now, Terence Crawford beat him. Oh, y'all want to try to give him credit to give credit to Terence Crawford. It's like, man, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford been listed as the powerful power best since 2018. They was rotating between him and Canelo, which I didn't understand that because I look at who you fighting, right? That's why I'm looking at who you fighting and the caliber of fighters you're fighting. That's how I give you credit. That's how I give you, I can't give you credit if you fighting, I can't give you credit for that. You know what I mean? That's why, I had Errol Spence in my top 3 at first because Errol Spence went and fought notable names. Nah, I'm not using resume to make my argument. I'm just saying, overall, I'm calling cap on these people said that Errol Spence, he was looked at as a top 4 power. A lot of y'all thought Errol Spence was trash. We just got to be real. We just got to be honest. A lot of y'all felt like Errol Spence was trash. His journey in the 147-pound division, was a fluke and all this other stuff. That's what a lot of these people and individuals thought. Now that Terence Crawford beat him, You know, they're trying to give L. Spence credit to give Terence Crawford credit. And like I say, I got in boxing really because I love the sport. But I'm talking on the YouTube side, the media side, because I saw a lot of people putting jackets on fighters that don't fit them. You know, I advocated for Terence Crawford as well back in the day when they was like, he ain't did nothing, he don't need a Manny Pacquiao fight. I said, yeah, he do. And they was both at 140. I was like, Terence Crawford, yeah. And they both was on Top Rank. I was advocating for that fight. You know, when I had my old YouTube channel, I was in the comment section. There's people, I was arguing with the Pacquiao fans back in the day. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford deserved that fight. They was like, who he fought? He ain't fought nobody. Man, he deserved that fight. Based off the caliber of competition he was fighting at 140, you get what I mean? Now, granted, was it top tier talent? No, but hey, he had to work with what he had to work with at that time, right? And boom, he deserved the Pacquiao fight. They both was on the same network. They both was on the same promotion company. That's an easy in-house fight to make, you know? But I used to argue with the Pacquiao fans about that. So a lot of y'all don't know that. I used to argue with the Pacquiao fans about Terence Crawford, right? Because they used to talk about, oh, you black fighters don't want to fight Pacquiao. Floyd's running from Pacquiao, and Bud don't want to fight Pacquiao. He doesn't even deserve it. Cap. You know, I used to call cap on that back in the day. I advocated for Spence. You know what I'm saying? And always I advocated for Spence because the Bud Booty Warriors was trying to make it seem like Errol Spence wasn't a top talent and his run was a fluke and, you know, he sucked and all this other stuff. And the people who are saying that don't, you know, I don't even know why I was arguing with them or debating them because they don't know about no boxing. If you ain't put them gloves on, you ain't walked down that ring, you ain't been in that ring, I can't talk to you about it. There's nothing you gonna understand. You're a fanboy. And like Pimp C saying, I'm gonna keep saying it. A lot of y'all, okay, act like you a straight up G, and then you get over here and let these niggas bust up your back, right? In other words, what he's saying is, don't portray yourself to be something that you're not. You are not a fan of boxing, you're a fan of Bud. You're a fan of a fighter. There's a difference. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. We're a fan of boxing, we're a fan of the sport. You check my track record. That's why when these boys come in the comment section, oh man, you're a fan of Errol. That's why I cook them. Because if you go check my track record, I advocate for any fighter that is being done wrong or they putting a jacket on them. I advocate for them. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said before, and I'm going to keep saying this. Boss is a fan of boxing. I'm not a fan of fighters. I'm for what's good for the sport of boxing, not for what's good for a fighter. Right? So you sitting there putting a jacket on Errol is bad for boxing. Because when y'all was trying to do all that, y'all didn't understand that y'all were, when you sit there and say Errol Spence sucks, you are basically, and I'm cooking, gonna discredit Terence Crawford's win, and this was prior to Terence Crawford beating Errol Spence. You're discrediting Terence Crawford, right? And how are you doing that? Because you're saying, oh, Errol Spence is this type of fighter. He sucked. He trash. Well, if that's the case, then Terence Crawford don't need to fight him then. Right? If he sucked, if he trash, if Errol Spence not elite, and that's the conversations we used to have. You know what I mean? And this was before, you know what I mean? So if Terence Crawford was to beat Errol Spence, it'd be another fighter that wasn't elite, right? Wrong. Errol Spence is still elite. He a top talent. You know, he a top boxer of the sport of boxing. And that's what it is. You know, a lot of people feel like he done. You know, he wrote off. You know. And really, truthfully, they want that because they want that that oral, oh, Terence Crawford retired him. Did you see the punishment he took? Let me tell you something. In the sport of boxing, right? You get hit a couple times in your face, flush, you gonna bruise up. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Nah, have I ever got beaten like that? No. I've got my nose busted. But I've never got, that type. But like I said before, in the sport of boxing, that type of thing gonna happen if you constantly getting hit, which Errol Spence was constantly getting hit. Terence Crawford was doing a great job using lines and angles, which is something that is taught in the basics of boxing. Lines and angles. Right? So, boop, 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 boop. Lines, angles, jab, angle out, circle out, roll out. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford did a phenomenal job of that in that fight. So, when it comes down to the meat and tail of the situation, Terence Crawford leveled up. And that's what it is. He leveled up. Leveled up. Best Terence Crawford I've seen in his career. Now, can he do that again? I don't know. We're going to see. You know what I mean? But, I'm going to say this in closing. I understand if they do give Terence Crawford Fighter of the Year because Errol Spence is a top talent. But like I said, mine is Naoya Inoue. I feel like he's done a little bit more and he's been more active in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. Terence Crawford fought one time. Yeah, he beat a powerful fighter in Errol Spence. But like I said before, I look at how often you're fighting, right? And like I said, based off of the activity and who you fighting, gotta get to Naoya Inoue. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. I mean, Stephen Coolboy Fulton ain't no slouch either. And Naoya Inoue, he beat the brakes on Stephen Coolboy Fulton. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, the situation is what it is. But at the end of the day, like I said before, my fighter of the year is Naoya Inoue, not Terence Crawford. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's go.